Do you ever look around your home and feel out of place? Like the space isn't exactly messy, but it's also not quite right. I've felt that way for years. I wasn't looking for a complete makeover. I just wanted small, doable ways to make my home feel more like me. In today's video, I'm sharing 10 easy improvements that have helped me feel more settled, all of which are renter-friendly, low-cost, and surprisingly relaxing. These are the small changes that have helped transform my space from okay to a place I actually love to be in. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get started. The first tip is to create cozy outdoor lighting. If you have a small balcony, a patio, or just the wall outside your front door, here's a little tip to help you turn that space into a real relaxing corner. Most rental properties come with a pretty ugly outdoor light, and there are almost no outlets around. This makes you almost forget about the outside area, even though just a little light is enough to change the atmosphere. I tried a very simple device, a socket-to-plug adapter. You just unscrew the bulb, plug this device in, and now you can plug in string lights, hanging lanterns, or any kind of soft lighting. I hung string lights on my old balcony this way, and it became a place I actually wanted to sit every evening. Soft, cozy, and inexpensive. What I like best, you can take it off when you move. There are no strings attached, but the results are clear. The second tip is add privacy with peel and stick window decals. If you have a window that faces an unsightly area, like a blank wall, a neighbor's house, or a trash can, you've probably wondered, how can you cover it up a little while still letting in natural light? I used to think there were only two options, thick curtains or just bear with it. But then I discovered something really cool: decorative window decals. You just stick it on the glass, no drilling, no framing required. There are many styles like frosted glass, antique-looking stained glass, or soft patterns that help block out the view from the outside while still letting in light. I used a stained glass decal on my dining room window. The effect of the light shining through is really nice, and the room feels more private even without curtains. This little detail is easy to do and easy to remove if you're renting, and it makes the whole room feel a lot more welcoming. The third tip is paint to hide wall eyesores. Sometimes things like outlets, vents, or old radiators just mess with the look of your space. You don't want them to stand out, but you can't exactly remove them because they're part of how your home works. So instead of trying to hide them completely, I found a better way: make them blend in. Take a sample of your wall paint to the hardware store, get a small color-matched pot, and paint over the outlet covers or vent grills. It's quick, renter safe, and it helps these little eyesores disappear into the background. If yours are old or yellowed, replacing the covers costs just a few dollars. Or if you want them to stand out in a stylish way, spray paint them in a soft metallic or earthy tone. I did this once with terracotta spray paint, and it looked surprisingly designer. With one small step, they can stop stealing attention and your space feels calmer because of it. The fourth tip is try washable paint for a reversible makeover. Sometimes you just want to cover up something like dated brick yellowed wood trim or a dull fireplace, but you're not ready to commit to a full paint job, especially in a rental. That's when I found Crayola washable paint. Yes, the one made for kids. It sounds odd, but it works beautifully for non-permanent changes. The paint is water-based, easy to apply, and even easier to remove. I used the white version on a dark brick fireplace, and the entire space felt instantly lighter, like it could breathe again. When it was time to move, I just sprayed it down with water and wiped it off. A bit of soap and a nylon brush helped get any leftover spots. The key is to test a small area. First, let it dry, then try removing it just to make sure it works on surface. This won't work for high traffic or humid areas, but for something decorative like brickstone or wood. It's such a game changer. You get the transformation without the long-term commitment. If you want more ideas that really make a difference, check out the next video, where I share over 50 home hacks that actually work. It's packed with easy hacks you can put into action right away. If you like content that makes your home feel more calm, peaceful, and livable, subscribe now. The fifth tip is upgrade your lighting without touching the wiring. Lighting makes a bigger difference than we think, not just in how a room looks, but how it feels. But if you're renting or on a tight budget, changing light fixtures isn't always realistic. So here's a trick I've used many times: just swap out the parts you can change. If your ceiling fan has dated yellowed glass shades, replace just those. I found clean modern ceiling fan at a hardware store for a few dollars each, and it instantly made the whole fixture feel new. You can also switch out the bulbs. Try warmer tones in the bedroom cooler light for the kitchen, or test different shapes and sizes to match the mood of your space. Even something as simple as adding a stick-on LED puck light inside a dark cabinet can make your daily routine easier. Or covering a builder-grade ceiling light with a woven basket as a DIY shade, just be sure to use LED bulbs that stay cool. Small lighting tweaks like this can shift how you feel in your home without touching a single wire. The sixth tip is use faux candles. If you're someone who loves to light candles at home for the cozy romantic or just peaceful feeling, you're not alone. There's something about a flickering flame that makes everything feel slower, softer, and more intentional. But let's be honest, candles don't always fit into real life. Maybe you have pets, maybe kids, maybe fabrics everywhere that look dangerous. I've been there. That's why I started using faux candles, the kind with LEDs and a gentle flicker. Some even have remotes or timers. I keep them in places I'd never venture with a real flame, the bathroom inside a bookshelf on the dining table. At night, when the lights are dimmed, I can't even tell the difference. They give you all the ambiance without the worry. The seventh tip is try temporary flooring. If your rental has flooring, you don't love old tile scratched laminate. Peel and stick tiles can be a great fix. They're affordable, easy to find online, and make a big visual impact. I used them once in a small kitchen, and at first it looked amazing, like I'd replaced the whole floor. But here's what I didn't expect when it was time to move out. The glue had baked into the floor from all the sunlight and foot traffic. It took hours and a lot of chemicals to remove. So now whenever I use peel and stick tiles, I always put down a thin barrier layer first, something like a clear shower curtain or plastic sheet taped securely in place. Then I stick the tiles on top. That way, when you're ready to remove them, the floor underneath is clean and damage-free. It's a small step, but it makes a huge difference, especially if you're renting or just want options that are easy to undo. The eighth tip is other uses of peel and stick wallpaper. Most people think wallpaper only belongs on walls, but peel and stick wallpaper can be used in so many other ways, especially in small spaces that need a refresh. You can apply it to the top of a bar cart, the back of a bookshelf, the inside of kitchen cabinets, or even across an old tabletop or dresser. It's a simple way to cover up scratches, stains, or mismatched finishes without having to paint or replace anything. If you're using it on a surface that gets wet or sees daily use, you can seal it with a few layers of polyurethane, a clear top coat that makes it water resistant and more durable. This works especially well for dining tables, kitchen counters, or serving areas. And the best part, when you're ready for a change, just peel it off. No damage, no residue, no stress. The ninth tip is smarter ways to hang curtains. Not every window works with standard curtains. Maybe the wall is too narrow, the furniture is too close, or you just can't drill into the wall, especially if you're renting. I ran into this exact problem in my old dining area. I had a beautiful window, but bookshelves and a bar cabinet sat right next to it. If I'd hung a normal curtain rod, the fabric would have bunched up awkwardly over the furniture, and the space would have looked even more cramped. What changed everything was using ceiling-mounted curtain tracks. They're clean, renter-friendly, and don't take up much visual space. The curtains hang straight down, soften the light beautifully, and even make the room feel taller. Another option, small brackets with rings mounted directly to the ceiling on either side of the window. You can run a lightweight curtain rod through them and create a simple, minimal setup. No big hardware, no wall damage. If you've struggled with curtains looking off or bulky, these small changes can make a huge difference, both in how your window looks and how your room feels. The 10th tip is light any corner. No outlet needed. If you've ever wished you could put a lamp somewhere, but there's no outlet nearby, this tip is for you. Battery-powered light bulbs are exactly what they sound like, rechargeable bulbs that screw into any standard lamp. They don't need to be plugged in, and many come with remotes or built-in switches, so you can turn them on/off or dim them just like a regular bulb. I've used them in places where cords would have looked messy, like the middle of a shelf, the kitchen counter, or a cozy reading nook with no wall outlet in sight. Once charged, they last several days or even a week depending on how often you use them. And if you want even more light, you can use a socket splitter to add 2 bulbs to 1 lamp, perfect for darker corners or layered lighting. This tiny upgrade makes lighting feel flexible, like it works for you, not the other way around. That's it for 10 simple renter-friendly changes that can make your home feel more like you. You don't have to do a complete renovation to feel more comfortable in your space. Sometimes just changing one small detail, a lamp, a window, a quiet corner is enough to create a sense of calm. If one of these ideas stands out to you, try it this week. Don't wait for the perfect moment, start small and build from there. And if you want more ideas that really make a difference, check out the next video, where I share over 50 home hacks that actually work. It's packed with easy hacks you can put into action right away. If you like content that makes your home feel more calm, peaceful, and livable, subscribe now. See you in the next video.